G'day, I'm Brett from Oasis Blinds and I'm here today to introduce the property managers to a lot of our products and show you how we can improve your time spent or reduce the time spent. Let me get straight on to security because that's a subject that is on a lot of people's minds. And what I see in rental properties is this kind of product. An Amplimesh 7mm aluminium grill. Great product, keeps everyone out and good people in, but it looks dodgy. Now this door is about $600. Then we look at the stainless steel doors. I just got to feel this one to see which is which. This is 0.7mm stainless, this is 0.8mm. So this door we make as a triple lock security door. It's impregnable, it's the CrimSafe equivalent. This is probably what I use most because it's the middle of the range, it's a privacy door. It'll stop people walking through your front door, allow you to get a breeze through the house. So in round terms, this one's 600, this one's 800, and this one's 1,000. Now if you go to Bunnings and look at their 0.7mm stainless door, it's about $1,100. So we're doing a good deal for our property managers, $800. So, and the reason you'd want to pick that for the extra 200, if you've got kids and pets and cats particularly, they're going to destroy this fly screen mesh. So in 18 months, 2 years time, you're probably going to want me to come out and remesh this door, and that's going to cost $150. Well, now the difference isn't a great deal, is it? And your property will look a lot better with this on the front door than it will with this on the front door. Now while I've got this sample here, we'll talk about Venetians. So I do a limited range of Venetians. They're really good quality, but you'll find with your price list, most Venetians are about $100. Well, I can't begin to repair a Venetian for $100. So Venetians, replace them on small windows. If they're on big windows, I'd recommend we look at something else. Probably a roller blind. So that would be something like this. Get ourselves under control here a bit. Now this is a block-out blind. We've got a gear ratio on here that makes this really light to pull up and down. So don't worry about the size of the blind, it's going to be great. What I do recommend is we don't use metal chains anymore because metal stretches. When it stretches, it doesn't mesh properly with the gearing and therefore it feels like the blind isn't working, but it's just the chain. And in wet areas, the chains go rusty, so let's stick with the plastic. Now as you'll see with this, it's pretty easy to take apart, as you see. Now if I've got to go and replace a chain or a mechanism, just a chain, it's just quicker for me to pull that out, pop a new one in, and we're off and running again. So there's a standard charge for that, for me to go and repair your blind. If it can't be repaired, and beware of products such as Bunnings and IKEA, they use very thin rollers, so it means we can't replace this. So if that's the case and it's good material, I'll replace the roller, the mechanisms, the brackets, and put their fabric onto my blind. So that's option 2. Option 3 is replace the whole lot because our prices are really competitive. So you can give your clients a price range on the cost of fixing up a blind. It'll be between, say, $129 and $300, and that covers. This is somewhere between, the replacement of this is somewhere in the middle. So if we just slot this back in, pretty easy to do. And that's about how long it takes to fit them too. So let's look at why you might want a sunshade blind or a day-night. I'm guessing, I can't see through that because I'm on the dark side, but I'm guessing you can see straight through that, which is terrific. Gives you privacy if you've got a bedroom on a road where you want some privacy during the day. That does the job. Trouble is, at night the opposite happens. You can't see out, but everyone can see in. So that's why it's called a day-night. So if we did this in a privacy situation, we'd probably want to do the dual blind and do a block out and this. Oh, you'll see here, I now do these with the same material on the bottom rail as the blind. Looks really smart. Gets away from this this kind of look where you've just got different coloured bottom rails. We just disguise it with this. And as a bonus, you don't even have to ask for this. In a bedroom, I put mohair on the back so that when it hitting metal, there's no noise, as opposed to this, where there's lots of noise. So in a bedroom I do that. On all blinds we do this. So I think this is one of the smartest blinds on the market. Really easy to operate. Now if we look at verticals, most of you will have troubles with verticals. So the quickest thing to do is for me to replace the track. Because if one of these carriers is broken, you can bet your bottom dollar that the others aren't far behind. So it's just easier to put in a new track. Plus you get a wand control instead of the chain and cord, which is just a lot better and a lot safer. Now if I'm doing verticals for you, I automatically do it with the sewn in bottom weight, so there's no chains on the bottom, so you haven't got maintenance. Really great operation. So and it really covers, you do this instead of a dual blind. So what you can do is you can shape this so you can see out there, but you can't see in here. So you can angle these so it gives you privacy and you can see out in one direction, and people looking in have no idea that you're looking out. That's a good product now that we've made these changes. But you've got a price there to replace this, because I can go out and have a look at it, but really waste of time and money, because a vertical, if it started to break, it's going to keep on breaking. So replace the track. Now let's look at some fabrics. So these three here, I got a box full of fabrics there, but these three here are 90% of what we sell. So we've got a whole range of colours in this block out, and this is the cheapest. You'll see that you have a price list for block out, and that's all these colours. So there's lots of greys and browns and whites, creams, all that kind of colour. So mostly these days it's brown and grey. Then you saw a sample of that blind there, the ones you can see through. Now the darker the colour, the easier it is to see through. If I hold this white one up, you can still see through it, but it's a lot more difficult. The other thing I recommend, and this is this one and the sunscreen are the middle of the range. They're you'll see them in your price list, translucent and sunshade. And this is a translucent, so you can see my fingers behind there. So that lets the light in, but no one can see in, you can't see out. So it's private, but still plenty of light. If I put one of these up, I'm going to make your room darker. So in a living area, I think translucent is better because it still allows it to be light and bright, but private. And if you're just looking at price, you've got to put block out all the way through, because I haven't got a cheap one of these or a cheap one of those. So let's have a look at shears. Now, some people like curtains, some people love shears just because it softens the look of these blinds. So we put a roller blind up and it'll soften that look. Now this is quite a limited range because these are what we manufacture for hotels in Indonesia. So this is kind of leftover stock, so we do this at about half the price you'll buy anything in Australia, and about 3 times quicker, which leads me to where it comes from. All of this that you've seen comes from Indonesia. It's not Indonesian product, it's Indonesian made, so it'll be American, Australian, Chinese product that all go into the components of all this. Oh, there's German as well. So we manufacture in Jakarta within the week, and at the end of the week it arrives by air into Sydney, and it takes me about a week to get it to Canberra or wherever else we're sending it to. So assume 2 weeks. If you've got clients moving into a home and you need an urgent job because your landlord deserves to maximise his income and get the blinds in as soon as possible so that he can have rent coming in, I'll get it done in 2 weeks, or I'll do my best to get it done in 2 weeks. Now, another thing I need to point out is motorisation. This is now well within affordability. So, and the place I use this most of all would be on a sliding door, like 2.4, 3 metres wide. I can do it in one full blind. You can see this tail hanging out here. This is the motor. It's actually in there. So this receives the signal. And there it is. See, battery operated. This is good for 750 ups and downs. So if you're using this in a normal situation, that's about a year. If you've got kids, it'll last about 2 months. So, and all it is a matter of plugging your charger in here for a couple of hours and it's fully charged, ready to go again. You can stop this wherever you like. I've even got a new version of this that's just come out that has a timer on it. So if your blind should be up at whatever time in the morning as a wake-up call, we can do that. The timer will put it down at night so that when the cold starts coming through the glass, your blind can be down at 4:30, 5 o'clock. And then when you come out in the morning, it can be back up and light and airy at 7 in the morning, or used as your alarm clock.